The Keitaro team is here, and let's get straight to the point. Today we are going to discuss a topic called campaign parameters. This actually includes tokens, macros, labels, and placeholders. In the first part of the video, I will show how these tags are configured and what can be achieved with them. So specifically, what you can do: record dynamic values from the traffic source. What else? Record static values using click parameters in the campaign's link. What else? Pass this text to the offer, either in the URL or the offer text displayed in the browser. Filter your traffic by these tags, filter reports by these tags, for example by clicks on conversions, and finally update click parameters. Alright, let's start. So first, let's go to the campaign section and open our campaign and then move to the parameters section. What are campaign parameters? Campaign parameters are a set of additional data that the tracker can receive from the source. This data cannot be generated by the tracker itself. But if we go to the reports and clicks, for instance, we can see that the tracker provides a certain data like the date and time, the IP address, the flow ID. So this is data that tracker can gather independently. But, however, campaign parameters represent data that needs to be explicitly sent to the tracker or manual input. Let's get back to these parameters. From the tracker perspective, campaign parameters are a set of external data it relies on to analyze performance. From an advertiser's perspective, it is the same concept. These parameters serve as additional data to help evaluate the effectiveness of campaigns. The specific data included in campaign parameters can vary greatly. The examples include the keyword, the first one, used in a search query, the cost per click or currency used for payment, external ID of the source click, so the trackers have their own click IDs, but sources often assign their own IDs as well. The creative ID, so the campaign ID and website from which the traffic originated. Also, it has these additional parameters that can be defined and used as needed. Alright, now let's move on to how to configure and use these parameters in practice. For instance, let's say you want to retrieve additional values from a Facebook account. In order to do this, what do we have to do? So let's go to the source section. So there is a source section. Then we just have to select the Facebook template and click Save. So we're choosing the Facebook and clicking Save. That's actually it. Once this is done, let's go to the tracking section. You'll see the campaign parameters now include pre-filled text transmitted by Facebook. This is our link with the identifier. And the rest of it is appearing after we are adding the source. In the source section of Keitaro, over there, traffic sources, you'll find numerous templates for various sources that supports tags. We're using Facebook right now as an example, where its parameters are predefined. So let's get back to our campaign. Before connecting the Facebook source, the integration link generated in the integration tab would appear as a simple domain, just the keitarotutorial.online with the identifier. After adding the Facebook source, the link now includes a tail after the question mark, right here, everything after the question mark. This tail represents the set of parameters and labels transmitted by Facebook. Here's what we have to do next. So we have to copy the campaign link from Keitaro. We're copying the link and just paste it where needed. I will use just the browser. In the Facebook Ads Manager, when creating a campaign link, you just simply need to do the next action. So we just copy the link with the identifier first. So we copy it and let's go to the Ads Manager. I have already prepared everything that is necessary in order to do everything fast. So here in the website URL section, you need to pass the link with the identifier like this. Great. Then let's copy parameters. Right from here, we copy the rest, go to the Ads Manager, and right here, the URL parameter sections, you have to pass the rest of the information. Let's summarize the overall steps to retrieve dynamic labels from a source. First, attach the source template in the Settings tab of the tracker, right here. The second step is copy the campaign link generated by the tracker, this link. And finally, follow the source-specific setup to transfer labels. For example, in Facebook, the website URL and URL parameters fields are separate, as I have shown you before. In other sources, such as Google Ads, everything is combined into a single field. The method for inserting text into a source depends on the source itself, so always check their specific requirements. To form a fully correct link in Keitaro, simply include the appropriate template, and your campaign link will be ready. I will demonstrate how this works using a specific example in your tracker. Let's copy the link and paste it. So we have requests coming from Facebook following the campaign's link. Facebook substitutes real values in place of the macros in the link, so those macros are substituted with the real value. Let's take the UTM source as an example. We can see it. And suppose the value substituted with the Keitaro.io website. So let's change the macro meaning for Keitaro.io. This is how it appears in the request. The macro is replaced with a specific value, in this case, the name of the website from which the click originated. The key point is to understand that the Facebook handles this substitution, converting the unprocessed macro into a real value. If the data isn't transmitted to the tracker will log exactly what was sent in the request. So let's perform a click. Let's just do the click. And let's get back to the tracker. Now let's open the traffic log and reload it. Here we can see the real request coming to the tracker. So request our link right here. And this is our UTM source with the Keitaro.io website. The campaign's link is displayed with a list of text, and we observe that the real value Keitaro.io was substituted into the UTM source parameter. However, some parameters may remain unfilled initially. With a real click, this will typically be populated. Now let's check the data. Let's go to the clicks. Here we see the real value for website. The website is a Keitaro.io. Let's check the add campaign ID parameter. Let's get back to our campaign. And first we have to look at the log to see what we receive for add campaign ID. So open the log and we see this is our add campaign ID value that we are receiving. This is unprocessed macro. This is the raw value for add campaign ID is displayed here. When this raw value is logged, it appears unprocessed in the tracker's reports. To view this in the tracker, let's get back to our clicks. And this is the result. This is what we're actually seeing for the add campaign ID parameter, unprocessed macro, as it was initially, and the value that we have successfully changed. Notice the difference. It takes value directly from the request, which is actually logged here in our log. This is essentially how it works with any source. You provide a campaign link with text. The source makes a request to the campaign's link, substitutes the real values for the text in the request, and the tracker records these values from the request. Let's move to the next topic, retrieving static values and their use cases. Let's now explore how to use static values and why they might be needed. What is a static value first? It is a predefined tag placed in the campaign's link parameters, representing a specific piece of data meaningful to you. A common use case for static values is to record the name of the buyer running the campaign. To set this up, what do you have to do? Simply add the buyer's name like this. Then you press save. Then I'm in tracking here, and you will see the campaign link formed with the label you set right here. So we see that the URL campaign link been changed and it just contains sub ID 2 is name. For example, let's copy the campaign link. If you write sub ID 2 as name, each click on this link will record sub ID 2 the buyer's name. So let it be name 2. I mean, it can be any name. This is useful when multiple buyers are working on the same campaign. You can copy the campaign link like this and share it with different buyers, appending their specific names to the tag. For example, for the buyer 1, you can give this link, like the name 2. For the second buyer, you can change it and put the name 3 on it and share this link with them. The campaign's link remains the same, but each buyer streams with their own label. For example, let's just do a couple clicks. This is going to be the name 3. And we'll do the click 1, click 2, then let's do the name 2 and do the couple clicks as well. So to view this data, let's get back to the tracker. So there was the click with the name 2, the name 3, like this. Then let's go to the clicks. And right here, we can see from which buyer, which click is coming. So this is going to be the buyer 2, the buyer 2, and 2 clicks from the buyer 3. Let me give you one more example for filtering the report. So we go to the filters, add filter, it's going to be sub-ID2. Sub-ID2 contains, let it be name 2. We press apply. All right, and we see all the clicks that are coming from the buyer 2. If we go to the reports, conversions, and we'll put the same filter here as well, you will see all the conversions for that specific buyer. Of course, for now it is empty as far as there is no postback been set it up. Some more key details to remember. The parameter name in the link must match the corresponding column name in the tracker. For example, what I mean, if you specify sub-ID2 is name, in the link, the column in the tracker must also be called sub-ID2. So here should be meaning for sub-ID2. If you specify something different, the tracker won't record the data in the correct label unless the name matches. Let me show you. So we copy the link and we see that here sub-ID2 is for a name. But if we, for example, will put here just the buyer as name, nothing will be recorded in the tracker because there is no match unless you are changed the sub-ID2 for buyer. To properly record the data, the tracker needs to recognize the specific block. By correctly naming the column, you ensure the tracker knows where to record the data sent by the source. So you can assign this data to any available sub-ID field. As long as the column name corresponds to the parameter in the link, the tracker will process and record the information. This is the fundamental mechanism. The tracker must understand the parameter name from the campaign link to log the data accurately. If you're not streaming traffic directly to a campaign's link or adding a campaign tracker link in the source, but instead streaming to your own site first, here's what you need to do. You connect the tracker to your site using one of the available integration scripts. So the integration scripts are located over there in the tracking section. So those are all integration scripts that we have. So the most popular options include KClient PHP, KClient JS, and many others. Once set up, the tracker automatically pulls text through these scripts provided you've properly included them in the URL and configured everything correctly. Everything I've discussed to this video so far also applies to these cases where you stream traffic to your site first and then send it to the tracker. Assume we have connected KClient PHP. So we're choosing the KClient PHP in our tracking method. Now all we have to do is just copy our script and go to our host where our website is located. And we have to insert integration script to our index.php file. So we edit it. All right, this is our index.php and we just have to put our script. Here you go, and save the changes. So you want to track traffic and collect text from it. Within the KClient PHP script, there is a line called send all params over there. So this method gathers all the text from your remote website and sends them to the tracker. So once we saved it, there is nothing else to do except download the KClient PHP file from the tracker. So please get back to your tracker and just download the file. So we press the button. After downloading the file, all you have to do is just to put it to your host next to the file index.php right here. At this point, KClient PHP is connected to the tracker. So next, we will follow the website link. So let's copy our link. Go to the browser. All right. So your website loads, but initially there are no tags right here. To transfer text to the tracker from third-party sites, you need to add this text in the URL, just like this. So we're going to our tracker and we just copy our text. So for now, I just have sub-ID2 for the name. Just paste it. So let's test this. Let's do some clicks. All right. Let's do the couple one. We visit the site with Keitaro script installed. Traffic flows to the tracker. Now we have to check log and refresh it. So we open the log and reload it. Here we see requested, the first line. It's showing the link where the request was made. So when we can see here sub ID 2 for a name. This confirms that the tags have been successfully transferred from your site to the tracker using the integration script. This method applies to any integration script, just follow the same steps. So to summarize, when streaming traffic to your site and connecting it to a tracker using an integration script, ensure the tags are included in the link. Add the text in the same format as specified in the campaign options. Instead of adding them directly to the campaign link, place the traffic in the source link, pointing to your site. Use the question symbol right here after the link. Alright, in order to check this, let's open the clicks section. And right here we see this is 3 last clicks. And we see this is the sub ID 2 for a name. All the clicks have been successfully passed. So thank you for your attention and have a great day, and see you in the next video.